Welcome to the Rav's Weekly Message. This week, the Rav answers the age-old question, why do people die?
This discipline of revelation on Mount Sinai was another opportunity to provide all of mankind with the benefits of pursuing a life filled with happiness and contentment, and more so removed from the pain and suffering that unfortunately human civilization, generation after generation, millennia after millennia, is still under the shackles of bondage, not having the comfort of freedom. And so along came these 10 utterances. And Scripture makes a very important point of stating that this ultimately, 10 utterances, and as we read these 10 utterances, which will always be read during the month of Aquarius, because it provides us with this infinite measure, and I use the word infinite, measure of freedom from pain and suffering, including that ultimate form of chaos leading up to and including death. 10 utterances created not only a concept which today gradually is creeping into the mainstream, the idea of immortality. The Zohar stated many millennia ago, long before 20th century medical science came upon the idea that they have discovered immortality genes. They have discovered immortality cells. The subject of immortality is now included within the realm of physics. Something only a short 50 years ago seemed so far from the mainstream of human civilization. What does immortality mean? In addition to a revitalization, because immortality doesn't mean you just keep living and getting older and older and older. For what benefit is that if one will be confined to a wheelchair but lives until 500 years or forever? It is a rejuvenation. Our entire cell system, every aspect is rejuvenated to the removal of pain, suffering, and chaos, and ultimately death. And so returning back to this Zohar that defines death. What is death? What is the cause of death? Now, while on many death certificates we take notice of so many causes, endless reasons as to why this person died, and yet, states the Zohar, there is only one reason. That a force, an energy force, known as death, has been permitted to enter into the human being. And when that energy force takes hold, then death ultimately follows in many, many different ways. And so if we can remove that energy force known as death, then death cannot take place. And so what had been afforded by the 10 utterances, and what we are going to take advantage of in this week's section, is as we listen, whether you are familiar with the Hebrew letters and words and verses and, in fact, the story, but you have knowledge of why you are listening, merely listening to the words of the 10 utterances, my friends, as strange and as almost incredible as it may sound, with that reading, all of mankind had been given the opportunity to remove the energy of death within us. That's simple? Yes. And as the Zohar, and as all Kabbalists will have always stated, no one needs to believe us, but it certainly is worth a try. Let us also bear in mind that while today we have removed this energy of death, tomorrow, by our own choice and by our own doing, that if we decide to conduct ourselves in a very negative manner, negative activities, then again, we may again restore and provide the opening for that energy force known as death to enter into our physical system. But, be it as it may, this morning that we read and hear the reading of the 10 utterances, we shall have enjoyed the benefits of immortality.
For more on this subject, see the Rav's classic book, Immortality.